Hi, I'm Anne Heaton, and my song Joy was nominated in the social action category, as well as my video for Joy, which was co created with Toko Shiki Santos. One of the questions that the IMAs asked me was who was the first person I told that I was nominated? I was super excited when I got the email, and the first person I told was actually the director of the video, Toko Shiki Santos, because she was so fun to work with and she was so jazzed about making the video that I knew that she would be overjoyed to hear the news. So I told her, and then I told my husband, and we made the Joy video um, with a lot of community members, friends, and family, asking them what brings them joy when circumstances in their life are not ideal. So, how are they able to connect with joy um, even when stuff's not going maybe the way that they wanted to, which is kind of similar to right now where we can easily be receiving an onslaught of negative news through our cell phones with everything that's happening with the virus. I feel like it's a relevant question that I've been asking myself again is like, how can I connect with what I love and what's underneath that? What makes me tick? What makes me want to keep going? What makes me inspired despite that? And let's see, what's the other question that they asked? What does this nomination mean to me as an artist? Well, it means so much to be included in the company of so many amazing artists. And I particularly love being in the social action category um, because I feel like we're connected by theme and not by style of music. And I love that. So some of the other artists I hadn't heard of, and I've just been loving their work. And whether they're singing about peace or justice or overcoming domestic abuse or escaping domestic abuse or clean water or whatever it is, they're all really inspired videos and songs. And my taste in music is very varied. So it's been really fun to feel like I have a connection with these artists, even though we make really different styles of music. That's so fun, and I'm really grateful to the IMAs for that. I also love the IMAs because they are an organization that wants to elevate artistic work that they see value in and they enjoy. And so it's less of a popularity contest. Like sometimes there are things you can apply for, and the very first questions will be like, how many followers do you have on Instagram? What are your numbers? And you're like, do you even want me to submit a song? Or so I feel like the IMAs is sort of gold in that way. And they also asked me to describe my work in 5 words or less. And even though I'm a songwriter and piano player, I write sort of folk pop storytelling type of songs. When given the 5-word prompt, I came up with touching the essence to transcend. And I guess what that means to me is I love kind of going into the heart of an emotion, not to go over it and over and over it, but kind of like if I can just touch the center of something that I'm experiencing or that someone else is experiencing, I'm then able to kind of like let it go. And that's what music that I love that other people make does for me as well. So next question is, how does being an independent artist influence my work? Creatively, is it more liberating or challenging? I would say in some ways, it's really liberating. I mean, in terms of the music, whenever I make a recording, I always go all out. I'll have like a musical vision, and I'll be sure that I manifest that in terms of musicians and instruments and sound. But when it comes to something like a video, you could make a video for $500 or $30,000 or $1 million. And we all know, we see so many videos on YouTube. Sometimes I'll have a vision for a video that if I actually tried to manifest it, it probably would be like $1 million. So being an independent artist and having the constraints of maybe a smaller budget may at first seem like, oh, that's such a bummer. But actually, I find that sometimes limitations can create something entirely new, like being like, okay, this is what we have to work with. And then you have to be creative within that, within those constraints. And that can give birth to something entirely unique. So I love that. And let's see. In my opinion, what is the most underrated album or song of all time? I think the most underrated album of all time is an album called Winged by Libby Kirkpatrick that I love so much, and I would encourage you to check it out if you don't know it. And the last question is, will I be attending the IMAs? I know they're not happening this year, and I'm sad about that, but I'm looking forward to continuing to connect with other artists. I'm really grateful to be here, and I'm excited because I released this book of stories to the light, along with the CDs in the back. There's a story and a song that go together. I released that a few months ago, and I'm just excited to share it with people. Yeah, so that's all. Thanks so much. Thanks, IMAs. Bye.